Now welcome to the next section of our video learning. Up to this point, we learned about Angular directives in our last section. I hope now you guys are familiar with number of directives. In this section, we are going to learn Angular services. And let me tell you that up to this point, whatever video series we have followed, in that you already know some of the services of Angular. Up to this point, whenever I explain some of the Angular objects like $scope, or I have already shown you $error. All this $scope and $error kind of predefined objects were actually known as Angular services. And in this section, we are going to learn some of the useful Angular services in our code. As you can see, in that same website, I have added a new HTML page with the name service filter. And inside that, I'm going to write some code. My first section is inside a script tag which is exactly same. But this time inside this controller, I have two parameters inside that. First one is $scope service and second one is $filter service. In this video, I'm going to show you two different services. One is $filter and another one is $watch. Let me show you one by one. As you can see, if I go through this code line by line, this section is actually having a simple array. But this array is actually having multiple key value pairs. In other words, I can say that with the help of $scope, I'm creating a new JSON object with the name cars. Because I hope you know that JSON is just a key value pair. So we have two keys inside this, car ID and car name. And with the help of that, I'm creating some dummy data. After that, in my logic, I'm using $scope.cars2, which is my new kind of collection in which I'm passing all the items of cars. In short, if I see this particular code, I can see that my cars and cars2 both are having 5 records in that with two different key value pairs. After that, my actual logic of this application is inside this section. You can see in these two lines of code, I'm using my $filter service, and to use my $filter service, I'm using one more Angular service which is with the name $watch. My $filter service is helping me to filterize collections of data, and we can filter that based on a particular parameter. And my $watch service is allowing me to keep the changes live. Normally, when we say that we are applying watch on a particular collection, it means whatever changes are going to happen with that, we are going to observe that. In short, at runtime, if we change the collection items, then automatically the changes will be reflected in our UI. Because when you apply $watch, that collection will be under observation. To use this logical code, if you see, I have written one watch with the help of $scope, and I have specified the word inside that is search. Remember, $watch always works on a particular model. So this search is actually name of my model. After that, the logic of this watch is inside the JavaScript function, which is going to take one parameter val. And my logic is inside this function code. If you see, I'm applying my logical code with the help of my $filter service, and my $filter service is going to apply a filter on $scope.cars2 based on the parameter val which I'm going to pass into my function. This particular syntax is having one keyword filter inside that, out of which this will get to know that which kind of operation we want to deal with collection. Because in this case, this is not the only option which we can do. $filter service helps us to filter data as well as to sort data or group by also. We'll see the advanced kind of $filter service in some future videos. But right now I'm using that thing in very simple way because we are using this thing first time. Whatever output we'll get from this, we are passing that thing to to our collection $scope.cars. To get this thing working, I have created a very simple UI with the help of some useful directives like ngModel and ngRepeat. I hope you all are familiar with these two directives now because we have used this thing in some previous videos. If you see, I have a simple text box inside my controller boundary, and this text box is connected with my model search, which is actually this particular search model on which we have applied watch. So whenever we type something inside a text box, this will continuously change the things based on my $watch. And because this is under observation, this will show me that thing on the spot. Below that, to deal with the collection, we have one table with the T body using ngRepeat, which is going to deal with the collections of cars inside my $scope.cars. And every time will display the ID and name of the car. Let's see how it's working. I'm running this one in a browser, and as you can see, I have a simple text box, and this will be my table, in which we have right now 5 records. This is my collection of cars. The moment I type something inside that, for example, if I type S, it's showing me only 2 cars inside that, Centro and Swift Desire. If I type something like A, then it's showing me only 1. So it's totally doing a filterization based on the values which I'm entering inside my text box. This is again one of the useful things which we can use in some projects. I hope you understood these two services, $filter and $watch. Thank you.